Welcome back to Luxury Motors Review. Today we're taking a calm but complete tour of the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport, the long-tail evolution of the Chiron that trades lap-time aero for low-drag speed and cross-continent composure. If you've ever wondered why people speak about this car the way they talk about fine watches and private jets, guess because the Super Sport is less a product and more a demonstration of what happens when engineering refuses to compromise. We'll walk the exterior, settle into the cabin, dig into performance and tuning, talk pricing and ownership, and finish with how you can begin the buying process using the link in the description. From the curb, the Super Sport looks like air has shaped it. The front keeps the Bugatti horseshoe grille and the signature LED eyes. But everything around them has been refined to cut, drag, and feed the W16's massive cooling system without turbulence. The nose is clean and tightly packaged, the inlets are sculpted to reduce pressure losses, and the splitter is purposeful rather than decorative. Follow the body and profile, and the famous C-line still frames the cabin. But the roof and flanks taper more gently than the standard car, leading your eye to the extended tail that defines the Super Sport. That long tail stabilizes airflow and shrinks wake at very high speed. The rear deck carries a wing that sits flush in its least aggressive setting to keep drag low, then rises to add downforce or to stand upright as an air brake when you need big stopping power. Underneath, a deep diffuser manages the air as it leaves the car, so the flow stays tidy, even past Autobahn numbers. The exhaust exits are stacked centrally in a quartet, set high to keep the diffuser clean and the rear structure cool, and they're made from heat-tinted lightweight alloys that look like sculpture. Wheels are forged and wrapped in Michelin high-speed tires developed specifically for Bugatti's loads, with subtle aero veins that help extract hot air from the brakes. The whole stance is athletic, but calm, more Grand Tour speed tool than track weapon. The details only get sharper the closer you look. Open the door, and it feels like stepping into a private studio where everything you touch has been machined, stitched, or polished by a person who signs their work. The structure you see is real carbon, laid so the weave aligns panel to panel. The center spine that runs the length of the cockpit is both sculpture and brace, separating driver and passenger in a way that feels intimate without being cramped. The steering wheel is compact and beautifully trimmed, with solid metal paddles that click with the precision you usually associate with high-end camera gear. Ahead of you sits a clean driver's display with an analog-style central speedometer that reminds you how much car you're piloting, flanked by digital panes for temperatures, pressures, and navigation. The center stack is intentionally restrained. You get a slim screen for essential information and a bank of milled aluminum controls for climate, drive modes, and key settings. It's minimalist on purpose, so the experience stays timeless 10 years from now. The seats are thin, yet supportive, shaped for long stints, and trimmed in leather that feels both rich and tight over its foam. Stitching is flawless. Switchgear moves with weight and a gentle detent. The audio system is engineered to sound natural at civilized volume, even against a backdrop of induction whoosh and turbo breath. Visibility is better than the silhouette suggests thanks to careful glazing and mirrors that sit in clean air. Storage is modest but smart, just enough room for a weekender bag and the essentials you actually carry. You sit low. You see the long fenders frame the road, and everything you touch says the same thing. Nothing flimsy, nothing busy. Everything deliberate. Lift the rear clamshell, and the reason this car exists sits like a piece of industrial art. Numbers matter here, but the way the car delivers them matters more. Think mid-2-second launches to 60 when conditions are right. 2-lane passes that happen before your passenger finishes a sentence. And a top-speed capability that lives in a world most cars never visit. The reason it stays composed at those speeds is a total system approach. The low-drag body, the extended tail, the underbody management, sophisticated cooling layout, and the way the suspension keeps pitch and heave in check over crests. Bugatti's adaptive damping reads the world beneath you and calms the body without killing feel. Ride height varies with speed. The steering is measured and quiet at the top of its range. And the brakes are vast carbon ceramic pieces that bite firmly from cold and keep biting long after lesser systems fade. The wing's air brake posture helps load the rear axle for stability under maximum deceleration. And the ABS logic is tuned for straight-line confidence, even on imperfect surfaces. What you notice most from the driver's seat is the absence of fuss. The cabin stays calm. The car breathes with the surface. You find yourself going quickly because everything is working to make quick feel normal. not because the car is shouting about it. Daily life in a Chiron Super Sport is more civilized than the silhouette suggests. The climate system can handle real heat and humidity. The turning circle is friendly enough for boutique hotel entrances. Front lift protects the carbon chin on ramps and ferries. The cabin never rattles, plastics do not creak, and the materials look the same on day 1000 as they did on day 1 if you care for them properly. Service is white glove and organized. You work with specialists who know your chassis number, your tire history, and the torque spec on the seat mounts. Software updates keep secondary systems current, while the fundamentals remain gloriously analog in feel. Tires are a planned expense at this level and are treated as part of responsible ownership, not a surprise. Now to pricing and how it all works. The Chiron Super Sport lives firmly in the multi-million-dollar tier. Before personalization, you're already in rare air territory. Most commissions climb with visible carbon finishes, bespoke paints, custom leathers and weaves, contrast anodizing, unique stitching, and special interior details. Because each car is commissioned rather than simply optioned, final figures are a function of material choices in time. Production is strictly limited, and most allocations are spoken for, which is why low-mileage, well-documented examples can trade above original figures on the secondary market. What you are paying for is not only speed but the quality of the experience around it. Metals that feel like heirlooms, carbon work that few brands even attempt, and a car that remains relevant because it was engineered past fashion. If you are ready to explore ownership, start a conversation rather than a search. Use the link in the description to see curated availability and certified examples. Check current pricing in your market and connect directly with specialists who can guide you through specification and logistics. You can book a private session where finishes are laid out under natural light, compare long-tail Super Sport details to other Chiron variants, and review timing from deposit to handover. The same link can arrange covered transport, provide introductions for agreed value insurance, and outline service plans, so the car is supported wherever you keep it. If you prefer to feel before you finalize, you can schedule a demonstration on a proving ground with factory support so you learn the systems the right way and experience the car as intended. That is the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport. A grand touring missile that proves calm and outrageous can live in the same sentence when engineering and craft are allowed to lead. If this deep dive helped, subscribe to Luxury Motors Review, drop a like, and tell me which icon you want next. When you are ready to take the next step, the buy link in the description will show you live availability, commissioning options, and the people who can turn your specification into a build plate. Drive safe, and I will see you in the next one.